Hello, I'm Boaz Witbeck. I am a product of educational freedom. Yep, I still look the same as I did in kindergarten. So my educational freedom is I attended 2 private schools, was homeschooled 1 year by my mom. I love you, Mom. And I went to a public high school, and I was blessed to attend a state university on academic scholarship. But the thing is, these aren't just schools to me. They make up a large part of who I am as a person. Now, I didn't know what I wanted to be when I grew up, and maybe I still don't. My first thought was, I want to be a stand-up comedian, to be an entertainer. All I know is that I was good at school, and I consumed information like a kid inhales candy on Halloween. I also learned valuable lessons with my mom at home with the customized curriculum she bought for me. Public high school also offered opportunities for me to play competitive sports, to join after-school clubs, and to take the honors courses that I was interested in. And it led to an internship with a U.S. congressman. All of these experiences helped develop my character, supported the goal of lifelong learning, and direct me in the dreams I have today. Now, I'm the oldest child, and I have 3 younger sisters, and so I was the guinea pig for educational experiences. My 3 younger sisters, they took a different path. One of my sisters had a bad experiences at a private preparatory school. She was struggling because of an educational methodology that, frankly, didn't work for her. But do you know what she did? She left the school and ended up going to a public high school and later a charter school that better suited her learning style. Everybody has a story of where they come from. And the story of one's schooling is a formative part of one's life. What is educational freedom? It's not about schools having the freedom to choose. It's about families having the freedom to choose an education that best serves their child. It's about the hopes and dreams of kids like me and my sisters. It's about the future of kids who grow up in the toughest neighborhoods in America. It's about the rural kids who have limited opportunities to go to college or trade school after they graduate high school. Educational freedom is educational choice. And educational choice is based in the belief that every child deserves a chance to succeed, that every child should have access to a high-quality education. One of the beautiful things about the United States of America is that our founders believed in the radical ideas of freedom and individual rights. We hold these truths to be self-evident, that all men are created equal, that they are endowed by their Creator with certain unalienable rights, that among these, say it with me, are life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. So how does life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness relate to a family's choice for their child's education? We'll start first with life. Our great nation is diverse in its strengths and weaknesses, our skills and abilities. Individuals in their communities have unique opportunities to improve the lives of their children and sometimes even protect the lives of their children. Let's go to liberty. Millions of students are restricted to only one bad option for education. They are limited in their liberty. Educational freedom gives families the option to pursue opportunities that are best suited to the child's learning style. Lastly, pursuit of happiness. This pursuit dies without the partner of liberty. Educational choice reignites that flame of liberty. It gives children and communities hope because they're struggling to overcome the barriers of generational poverty and crumbling community. The freedom to choose a child's school provides a path for students to achieve the dreams of their fathers and mothers, that their children would live a better life than them, that their children would stand on the shoulders of their forefathers and surpass their ancestors' achievements. For many children in America, that dream hangs by a thin thread of hope. A little over a year ago, I was working as the policy director for Americans for Prosperity, Arizona, and one day I was making calls to citizens, and I talked to one woman about the power of educational freedom. Specifically, I was telling her about how Arizona has a policy that gives special savings accounts so that a parent can choose where to spend their money on their child's education as they see fit. And how this policy would help everyone, but especially the least fortunate and the kids who are in failing schools. And she said to me on the phone, "You can't give poor people money. They'll misspend it." I was shocked by what she said. I was angry and thought, how condescending, how dehumanizing. Whether you're rich or poor, parents still love their children and want what's best for them. How patronizing is it to believe that the government is the only one who knows what's best for your children, and you as the parent don't know what's best? Parental love and support are crucial in directing the success of students. To restrict a child to only one option because a parent might misspend money is arrogant and demeaning. Families from all lots in life, from many different cultural backgrounds, make decisions in the best interest of their children. And kids like middle schooler Jordan Visser also matter. Jordan has cerebral palsy, he's visually impaired, and he has dyslexia. He attended a normal public school and was put in a class with others who had a variety of disabilities. And he was struggling to see any academic or social growth, and his mom and dad were deeply concerned for his future. They heard what Arizona's Education Savings Accounts program offered to disabled students and found a private tutor for him. Now he gets the individual attention he needs, and he is thriving academically and socially. Educational choice policies, like education savings accounts with kids for disabilities, shine when kids like Jordan flourish in their new educational environments. One of the biggest problems for states who have high population growth and they're trying to fund their education is a shortage of teachers and facilities. States like Arizona, Nevada, and many others have expanded opportunities with open enrollment, public charter schools, tax credits, vouchers, education savings accounts, and the like. And all of these things give students, parents, and teachers more options of where they can go to school or where they can work, which school they want to work at. Arizona, which has one of the longest standing charter school systems in the nation, has 20% of its public school students enrolled and is even a majority-minority population. When the scores came out last year for the National Assessment of Educational Progress, which is the gold standard for national testing, Arizona charter students were second in the nation. They were second to Massachusetts and neck with other northeastern states that score high on that test. But I want to tell you guys, the future of education is bright and it's promising. The system is looking less like a monopoly and more like successful, low-cost Silicon Valley startups. There's customized programs being offered for each student with a combination of online and in-person learning. And for example, Khan Academy, a nonprofit organization, has taught millions of students around the world with practical and instructional videos without charging any tuition fees. Policies like education savings accounts give parents the liberty to personalize their child's education. And charter schools have the liberty to tailor their programming to the community's unique needs. The future of education is affordable, accessible, and customizable to support that child's lifelong learning. But can you and I actually make a difference in the life of a child? Well, a story is told about a young girl who was walking along a beach, and the night before, a terrible storm had washed up thousands of starfish onto the shore. And she began to go starfish by starfish, picking it up off the ground and throwing it back into the ocean. And people watched her and were pretty amused by her action. She'd been doing this for some time when a man approached her and said, "Little girl, why are you doing this? Look at this beach. You can't save these starfish, not all of them. You can't even begin to make a dent in the thousands that are on here." And the girl looked down, somewhat crushed, and thought for a moment, bent down, picked up another starfish, and threw it as far as she could into the ocean. And she looked up at that man and said, "Well, I made a difference for that one." The old man looked at that girl inquisitively and thought about what she said, what she did, and he was inspired by her. And he joined the little girl in throwing starfish by starfish back into the sea. And soon, other people joined, and all the starfish were saved. That starfish is my little sister. They're the kids in my Sunday school. They're the kids who are bullied at their school and can't leave. Who are the children that you care about the most? Who are the children in your community who need to be empowered with educational opportunity? In my home state, Arizona, is just one of the many that offer kids hope with educational programs. The hope that maybe just one child can be one of the millions of brightly shining stars in their community because they were given an opportunity for an education that they wouldn't have had otherwise. This hope starts with just one child. And this hope is rooted in the belief that every child deserves a high-quality education. This hope is a part of the dream that no matter your race, color, creed, or gender, your children can have the opportunity to go further than previous generations. This hope is empowering families to participate even more in their child's education. And this hope fills me with gratitude that here in this great country, every child can write their own American story, their own American dream. The America that affirms the unalienable and God-given rights of life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness.